everyone. Today here with our Dr. G.V. Rao Garu, a very professional CA, 14 world record creator and also highest professional in commerce in our country with 16 degrees in commerce. Let's give him a warm welcome. Hello sir. Today all the country is speaking about the demonetization. What is demonetization?
When we talk about demonetization outwardly it looks like just cancellation of two notes, 500 and 1000 notes in India. Its agenda, when we see, it is a twofold agenda. The first agenda is, it is a sort of a surgical strike, not just on terrorists alone, but on entire Pakistan and other countries who are targeting at India especially. And Pakistan many a times they used to threaten that ours is a nuclear state, we are having nuclear weapons. But our Modi ji has already used a sort of a missile on all the terrorists of Pakistan and gave a strong message that this country cannot be taken for a ride by anybody, including a Pakistani. The moment demonetization is announced on the 8th of November, giving just 4 hours of time, within that 4 hours time, all terrorist camps were literally smashed. It's not smashed by way of bombs or missiles on them, but by way of one weapon called as demonetization weapon. This demonetization weapon is much more powerful than what a nuclear bomb can do on terrorists. How it worked out, I will explain. Now, if you look at the scenario in Kashmir or several other places, counterfeit currency is circulated to them. This money is not printed by Reserve Bank of India. This money is printed by somebody with the support of direct or indirect support of Pakistani government. That fake currency in circulation is almost equivalent to that of the regular currency that is printed in India. When all that currency is in circulation, how to check that? By not giving more than 4 hours of time, demonetization happened, declaring that there are no more legal tender money. Now, if you see the scenario, the peace in Kashmir improved a lot. The blood pressure of Pakistani terrorists and Pakistani leaders, it has shooted up like anything, and the peace among army is also going up very strongly. These are the positive external factors which are not openly known to others. Now, what is visibly announced is, this is aiming at checking black money. So they say demonetization is aiming at black money. If we look at the root cause of that, in sequence it was done. First, income declaration scheme was announced. When the scheme was announced, sufficient time was given. When the time was not availed and it was not given, in fact it was expected that 1 lakh crore tax revenue may come, but only 29,000 crore tax has come with a declaration of 65,000 crore of black money. So the aim is not completely fulfilled. At that juncture, our Prime Minister has warned whoever are holding black money, be aware. After this, we are going to take certain steps for which you will only cry. There is no other thing that is going to happen, is what he told. That is exactly what has happened today. So crores of rupees of cash that was lying with them in the hands of the corrupted officials, in the hands of the politicians, in the hands of the people who are crying today, taking the name of the common man, they are crying. What is the problem that is caused to common man is different. We will address that definitely. That problem need to be addressed. But in the name of the common man, there are some people who really caught in such a way that hordes and hordes of black money with them. Now they are not able to utilize certain political leaderships and all that. When we see the scenario, it is not a measure taken first time in India alone. 1969, United States of America, demonetization measure was taken. What was America prior to 1969, after 1969? If we see, America is a completely developed state today. One of the strong reasons for this development is demonetization measure taken by US government on that day. Similarly, at one time, you may recollect your memory, Indian rupee is stronger than dollar. When I say this, some of the people in young generations, they are surprised. Sir, was it a fact that at any time also this country's rupee is stronger than dollar? Yes, you refer to your history. Rupee was stronger than dollar. Today's scenario is different. But Prime Minister like Narendra Modi, with all his efforts, if the entire countrymen are helping, days may come shortly where India is definitely going to strengthen much more than what US or others. Can you imagine at one time we thought we will never be able to lend money to Europe. Today we are able to lend money to Europe. So all these things are because of demonetization. So demonetization is definitely a right step at the right time in the right direction.
So you support all of a sudden decision which was announced by the government.
This type of decision should be all of a sudden decisions only. If the decision is not all of a sudden, you say that after 3 months I am going to do this thing, no black money will be available to you. So the decision should be all of a sudden only. That's why it was taken in a very right way. At 8 o'clock night the decision was announced. From today midnight 12 o'clock onward these notes will not be valid. That's why I say it's like a sort of a missile that was thrown on all terrorists and black money holder and on corrupt officials and all. I got calls from many corrupt officials telling, sir, what should I do now? I told them, you go and donate all this money in orphanages. So I am not here to give you remedies how to save that money. So the money, first of all, what is with you is a totally corrupted money. So it is a war not only on terrorists, it is even on corruption also. So definitely we support the decision of this sort should be done with a very short notice only, and that is what has actually happened. So that was the real objective is accomplished that way.
Okay. So when we discuss about the demonetisation, the first thing which we coming to, which we think about is the black money. How do you define black money?
Here black money is not in black color, white money is not in white color. First of all, here whenever we talk, I am surprised that one state chief minister, he is into media telling that I will ask Prime Minister not to treat this as black money but as unaccounted money. Please treat this. I don't know what he meant by that. In fact, there is no difference between.
Yes.
It is unaccounted money only. Unaccounted money, whether you want to call it as black money or green money or yellow money, you call in any name, no problem. But whatever money is unaccounted, in a popular terminology, we are calling it as black money. What has not come into books of accounts. Now, whether you like it or not, that has to come to the books of accounts. So black money is nothing but unaccounted money only.
How do this demonetization affect various sectors of our country?
Demonetization is a thing which it is having very short-term impact, medium-term impact and long-term impact. Very short-term, if you look at, there will be serious jolt on real estate sector. In the real estate sector in this country, all along, transactions are going on in a very unorganized way, and people frequently talk about 50-50, 60-40. What is this 50-50, 60-40? 60% black money, 40% white money, or 70% black money, 30% white money. All this is a very common terminology that is used by the people in real estate sector. Some of the sectors affected are, real estate sector is affected, film industry is affected, and the finance business is affected. In fact, wherever number 2 transactions or unaccounted transactions are more, all those people are affected. Like we have seen on the very first days itself, Bahubali collections are super, very good.
Yes.
But also demonetization when announced, first ride also Bahubali level of collection only has come.
Yes.
More than 60 crore was caught. So now we need to address certain directors, certain heroes who appear to be heroes on screen. Now voice is not coming from their mouth. They are not telling openly, we are also having black money, we are going to deposit. It's the right decision, why not you go ahead? I have come across some film heroes and directors coming and giving lectures to the students in colleges and all. You be patriotic, you be honest, you always pay taxes and all that. So my appeal to them is first you do that, then tell my young generation. So young generation of this country, always they are loyal, they are faithful, they are all the people who love their country. They are ready to do anything for you. If need be, they are ready to take action on you people also. Once they know very clearly what is all your true color. In fact, where is black money today? If you see, who are the biggest sufferers? Don't look at only the people standing in the queues of ATM are the sufferers. The real sufferers are different. I can tell you here, next 50 days temporarily there will be problems for the common man. but a sort of a permanent problem is there more especially for the people in real estate sector, in film industry, in people who give finances in an unaccounted way, people who run chit fund companies in unorganized sector. These are all the sectors which are definitely going to be affected. Coming to the immediate impact, short term impact and long term impact, immediate impact is on all these things. And then medium term, if you look at also, medium term, now banking industry, there are two aspects here. One is bank deposits are going up, their CASA requirements are satisfied, but banks are likely to take one biggest risk. The risk is like how subprime crisis has happened in United States of America. Now banks have lended money taking these houses as security. While lending money, let us suppose they have given loan at the rate of 50% of the total amount. Now, a banker has given a loan of 100 crore against the security of 200 crore. Now the value of that security has fallen to 60 crores, but your loan amount is 100 crore. This is the biggest threat to the banking sector of this country. Immediately, the bank should take care to ensure that necessary notices are served on the corporate sector, on big borrowers. So in fact, we need to be ruthless in recovering this money from the corporate sector when they have borrowed money, when the securities that are already there, they are not sufficient. This is the high time that we should act on that. Then only the complete fruits of demonetization effect will be reaching to the common man of this country. Otherwise, common man is struggling to receive the 4,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees from the bank, but the industrialist who has already taken a loan of 8,000 crores of rupees, run away to UK or somewhere else, or people not run away to anywhere, living here only, and who is having a loan of about 20,000 crores or so, if their security is today only 8,000 crores, naturally real estate sector is affected, banking industry is affected adversely. Further, the remedy is immediately serve notices on them, ask them to supply the balance amount of security, thereby we are able to provide necessary security. That is one aspect. Now other sectors, when we look at consumption pattern, immediately it is likely to have an adverse effect. That's why sectors which are based on consumption, initially there will be a negative impact. But in the medium term and long term, when real money of the people is going up, when the real value of money is going up, consumption patterns will go up. So in the longer run, they are going to be benefited. I may tell you, in the very short run, our GDP may not go up, but it may come down by 0.5 to 0.75%. Chances are it may come down in the next 6 months to 1 year. But in the days to come, definitely, the long run GDP is definitely going to be very high. So this move is going to help the country in the longer run definitely, though short run impact may be negative only. So like this, all the sectors also will be definitely benefited in the longer run.
As we discussed about different sectors, sir, when our government made this decision announced about demonetization, our stock market has been crashed down. So what do the impact be on stock market?
Actually here, stock markets have not crashed down because of just demonetization news. So that day, if you remember, Trump election issue. So US President election news coverage, when you are seeing, it was with all over India, when the whole country, if I just recollect 1947 independence speech, when I had the opportunity of reviewing, though I am not born at that time, when I had gone through the speech, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru started giving his speech. When the whole world is sleeping, India is getting independence. Likewise, when the whole world is talking about US election, India is talking about demonetization. We are able to draw the attention of not only India, but the entire world media into our hand. That is the effect of Modi's decision of demonetization. Today, across the globe, entire media, they are able to appreciate this decision of globalization, this demonetization. Now, this effect is going to be in the longer run benefiting all the sectors. Stock market on that day has fallen not because of just this reason. It is a multiple factor. Temporarily, some sectors like real estate sectors are adversely affected. That's why market viewed that way on that. Slowly, market is getting stabilized. So if you see, I am watching capital markets of India since last 45 years. Nowhere in the past 45 years this type of climate is there in stock market. This is the best time India is experiencing as far as capital market scenario is concerned. All the conditions are very favorable for our economy, all macro factors. Therefore, stock markets are going to react very positively only. Only thing is investors may be advised to invest not overnight in a SIP method and for a period of 5 years or so. They will all be definitely benefited. Returns are likely to be far higher than what erstwhile in the 45 years other investors have got. So we will not be unduly concerned about short-term impact on stock markets.
So as our India is an agricultural based country, we have a lot of farmers. Many of the farmers don't have any bank accounts. So what do? They keep their money with them, they save them. So when these people deposit their money in the bank, should they pay tax on their amount, on their savings?
It's a very good query. See, there is openly one statement by the government of India that farmers of this country are not required to pay any tax. But the question is, are the farmers having only agricultural income or are they having any other income also? If they are having only agricultural income, that agricultural income is completely exempted from tax. But if apart from agricultural income, they are also having other incomes about 2.5 lakhs, that income what they have got to be clubbed with agricultural income, it will be subject to tax. Another issue is, if you say, I am a farmer, one person may say, I am a farmer, I will earn 1 crore rupee per 1 acre of land. But if you give a statement that I will earn 1 crore rupee on 1 acre of land, the statement, mere statement is not enough. Income tax department can ask you to provide all the evidence with regard to details of the land owned by you, evidence about sale proceeds of the crop what you have made, the bills, the proceeds how it was deposited into your bank account, what was the expenditure you have incurred, what fertilizers were used, what sort of bills were there, what seeds are there. Produce all those bills and evidences. Your gross receipts minus expenditure, you prove that that is your agricultural income and educate rest of the farmers of the whole country also, so that all farmers also will be benefited, is what we need to say. So simply telling that it is so and so is agricultural income itself will not grant you exemption. Department is having every right to find out whether it is truly agricultural income or not. If it is truly agricultural income, it is exempted. And another question is, when you ask farmers are not having bank account means, that's not a remedy or it's not an excuse. They are required to open the bank account immediately and they are required to deposit all the proceeds into the bank only, not in somebody's interest, in their own interest. They can be proud to say, we are farmers of this great nation. I am a great farmer who is belong to this country as a citizen. He is not a corrupted official. He is not a corrupted politician. He is a farmer. So we are all able to survive eating the food that is provided by the farmer. So farmer can proudly open a bank account. Today all citizens of this country should have two things to say that they are proud citizens of the country. Number one, they should have bank account. Number two, they should have PAN number. So PAN and bank account, they are not luxury. They are necessities. Every citizen of this country should possess, number one, a PAN card, number two, a bank account. Once these two things are possessed by them and they are depositing all their proceeds into the bank and quoting their PAN number, they will be able to lead a peaceful life.
So even a farmer should also possess a PAN number?
Don't say even a farmer. Farmer also should possess a PAN number. Farmer is the most respected person.
Yes.
He is also earning agricultural income. Let him proudly open a bank account and quote the PAN number also, deposit the entire agricultural income there. Whatever is the agricultural income, proudly he can show all the details. It is exempted from tax also, but let it be routed only through bank, so that he will have the proud source. Very unfortunate thing that happened because of ignorance of farmers in this country is thinking that the agricultural income should not be brought to bank. Whatever income earned, they kept that money in their almaras only.
Yes.
So had they started depositing this money in the banks, they would only have been benefited because all that would have become a wide source for them. Today all of a sudden they can't bring past 10 years of agricultural income into the bank and say this is not this year's income and last 10 years income. They can't say that. So the immediate remedy is They need to open the bank account, apply for PAN card, code the PAN number, and do the needful.
So, this demonetization is a stepping stone for digital India.
100%. So it is such that in course of time, we are going to see cashless transactions only. If we see a country desiring to become a developed nation without digitalization, it will remain as a dream only. So if this dream is to become a reality, it is necessary that digitalization is a mandatory thing. And already the process started, and today even some vegetable vendors, they are using card system, and you are able to find for every transaction also. I wish that actually film producers, while they are making payments to artists and all also, they should make payment only through online payment through RTGS only. They should follow a code of ethics that they are also citizens of this country. I will not accept any director or hero if they say we are patriots and we will make only black money. They should not do that. They should also make all payments in white only and through bank only. Similarly, in real estate sector also, everything should happen only through bank. Once everything is happening through bank, online transactions, and also so many systems. Now Bitcoin also is going to come into play. So like this, alternative currency modes are going to come into picture. With all this, digitalization will not remain as a dream, it is going to become a reality in the next few years to come. In this year itself, before December only, we may see some definite change, and 2017, definitely we are going to start seeing the fruits of these decisions.
So, we are hearing about the new legislation which is going to be Benami assets. Could you please explain that?
Already, Benami Asset Prohibition Act has come into force with amendment also. The impact of this is, earlier, somebody, whatever money he is having, he used to keep that Benami names.
Yes.
Like now, same way, one client, he was talking that he is going to open bank accounts for 50 people. In each account, 5 lakh rupees deposited. I told him that's okay, you forget about receiving back that money. The implications are 50 people's bank accounts is flooded with 5 lakhs each. Now they are not allowed to draw that money other than the small limits that are given up till December. From January onwards, Income Tax Department will be very active to ascertain by way of serving notices whatever deposits are made between 8th November and 30th December. They will be, once they started scrutinizing these accounts and ask these people, they will give the details of the person who has given them the source. So this money is not going to be given back to him under any circumstances. This act also, Benami Assets Prohibition Act, says if an asset is registered in the name of a Benami holder, earlier there used to be dispute between Benami holder and the original holder. Now disputes are all resolved. All this money will not go to either Benami holder or the original holder. It will all go to government only. So all their problems are solved automatically because the assets are not going to be now into the hands of either the Benami holder or the real holder. Now the real holder will be Government of India only. All that will be utilized for the benefit of the common man only. So this act is much more powerful than the present demonetization also. Why? Because this is going to be implemented and it is going to give its own result.
Well, so as you are a very well reputed CA, you have many clients from various industries. So how do your clients respond when government made this announcement, and what do you advise them?
All my clients are very honest clients. None of them. So I am advising them, not today, after this demonetization decision, right from the day they have come to me as a client, I insisted that all the transactions are only through bank. So you will be surprised, I tell you one news. Many of my clients, they don't have one single 500 rupee note with them on the day when this announcement has come. And they have still to date not visited a bank. So whatever required minimum needs are there, that is all there with them already. So what they used to draw in the first of the month, they are having. So no difficulties are there to them. Their transactions are almost all through bank only. So even for others who are not my clients earlier, when they approached me also, I am telling them, whatever happened, happened. Now you awake and go and deposit whatever is there in the bank only. Now onwards, change your lifestyle and get every transactions done through banking channel only, is what I am suggesting them.
Well, so we discussed all the things in the business aspect. Now let's come into the common man's aspect. Here we have two scenarios which are contrary to each other. In Vizag, a lady called on a phone call show and she asked one of the leader there. She told that her husband, he is a addicted person to alcohol,
Right.
and she worked around for 15 to 20 years, day and night, very hard, and also she had an amount of around 20 lakhs, 20
Who
to
worked
20
day and
lakhs. The lady.
Lady.
Yeah.
Okay. And she earned.
Yeah, she earned around 20 to 25 lakhs of amount for her daughter's marriage.
Okay.
So all of the sudden announcement, she was worried about those amount which she doesn't have any proof.
You
To
mean
show
to
the
say
government.
last 10 years, whatever she is earning, she is keeping in cash only?
Yes.
Hmm? Whatever money is earned, she didn't use in any asset, no
No,
investment.
she didn't.
and,
She didn't.
Everything is put by way of currency notes.
Yes.
Okay. Still, if what all stated is true, so I reserve my view subject to the thing if it is true that she is working for the last 10 years, she is having some income. She has not filed the return because the income is only within the taxable limits only. If she has evidence of all that this is an income earned by her over a period of time and these are all the savings, there should not be a problem. We can give a solution to her that these are my savings out of my income which I am depositing now in the bank. This is not one day. And the notes and all that also it can be proved. They are all of which year and all that if it is
Yes.
true. And at times, and we can't mix up a common man's issue with people who are holding huge black money. So if genuine problems of the people are to be addressed. At times people say, I am an employee, I am having some 3-4 lakhs of savings, it is kept at home, he can happily go and deposit and show that these are all the savings of the past earnings. There will not be problem as long as we are able to explain.
On contrary, we also had the Mind King, Mr. Dalajanaardan Reddy daughter's marriage, Brahmani's marriage. So there he spent more and more amount of money on jewellery and saris, around 1140 crores on her saris and
I request you at
jewellery.
the outset, don't use the term king for him.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So, he is not a king. He is a person who, if you have seen, once people may be telling he is going on helicopter for the sake of having breakfast in Ballari.
Yes,
Afterwards, he has visited a sightseeing sort of different jails.
yes,
And the time he spent in jails is much more than the days when he used the
Helicopter.
So the problems that are which are going to come, they will be for till now his daughter's marriage happened. Now onwards his marriage will be done by Government of India. If at
Okay.
all some black money is spent by him, you don't have to worry. So anyone, if at all they have spent some black money, and for the sake of the marriage, unexplained cash expenditure, all that it is going to be taken into record. Income tax, there is a code of ethics. When somebody's marriage is going on, they will not disturb the marriage. The marriage will go on peacefully. After that, they will perform the marriage of the fellow by asking for all the details. So that is taken care. You do not have to worry about his facing a problem or not. He will definitely
Face
pay,
it.
and as a citizen, he is also bound to pay. We have seen what happened to Vijay Malaviya or Lalit Modi, how they have run away. They are also going to come back to this country. Likewise, this fellow also, he may try to run away, but they will be brought to the country within the purview and tax will be recovered. They are going to pay. The common man of this country is going to lead a very, very respectable life. He is going to raise his collar and say very happily, like if you ask me, a coolie who is earning, say some 25,000 rupees a month, he can say very proudly, I am a coolie, I am earning 25,000 rupees. I am working hard with my sweat, I am earning this money, I am depositing this money in the bank, I have my own PAN card also, overall income is within the taxable limit. He is going to have a very peaceful, happy life. And whereas these people who temporarily are able to have huge black money, they will not rest in peace.
Well, when our Prime Minister came across with income disclosure scheme, the people didn't respond in the expected manner. But now coming to now the present scenario, they were all worried about their untaxed amount. And in news channels we hear that there is a transaction of, including the bank employees, there is going about 30-70 share between the people and the bank employees regarding the black money. So
That's not correct. Actually, our bank employees, 99.9% of the bank employees are very honest. So let us salute the bank employees who are working day and night without break also, even on Saturday, Sunday,
Yes.
leaving their families also, confining themselves to the banks, ATMs, etc. from morning 9 a.m. till night 9 p.m., including Saturday, Sundays. So only 0.01% if one or two bank employees are corrupted, those people will also be receiving punishment. So it is wrong with the tendency of that one person, not with the system. Banking sector, banking employees are good. Only thing is those exceptional people, if something wrong is there, they are going to face the music. And there is no other way where this money can be converted into white and even by paying some money. So those people who are offering them money, they are thinking that again this is going to come back to them in some percentage. Rest assured, no rupee is going to come back to them. After 30th December, now the rule that you are not allowed to withdraw, there is an issue behind that. The economy is going to come an income tax return, wherein they will be asking you what is the amount of money deposited by you between 8th of November and 31st of December, and what is the source for that. All this is to be explained by everyone. So rest assured, if somebody has given some money, 500 and 1000 note to somebody, telling that some percentage is to be returned to me after some time, he can be rest assured he is not going to get back a single note also. So he can be rest in peace about that issue.
Well, yesterday Supreme Court itself said that if the scenario continues in the same pace, there will be a chance for occurring the riots. So how do you
What happens is, at times, one judgment while delivered, some passing remarks can come.
Yes.
Those remarks are based on certain conversations that are happening. Context is important there.
Yes.
So the context in which it all has come is, government wanted one particular ban on stay on all the applications that are moved to High Court on this issue. So in that connection, Supreme Court have made these observations telling that these 2000, 4000 limits changes and all that, they made these observations. I am sure that scenario is not going to come here. So the government from time to time, they are making required modifications and revising the thing, and new circulars are issued. Reserve Bank is very active, and every day, whenever they find they are issuing new circulars, so this type of scenario is definitely not going to come, and the situation is under control only. In the days to come, common man is not going to suffer. One more thing I tell you here, our Prime Minister has not requested the citizens and the countrymen, please sacrifice your life for the country. He has not asked them. He only asked them, please bear with us for next 50 days for the sake of future of this country for the coming 50 years. So you just absorb the temporary pains for 50 days. You are going to see a sort of a Swarna Yug for the next 50 years to come also. So let us all be united. Take temporary pains, common man or any man also, and then in the days to come, temporary problems of common man will be solved, they will be happy, but the permanent problems of these black money holders, they will not be solved. They are continuing to live in those problems only, let them live there only, because that is what they have kept the seed. So as you sow, so you reap. So that will be the fate of black money holder, but the fate and future of common man of this country will be very bright only.
Here we have a comment by a journalist on a Twitter that the people, those who are standing in a queue in front of a bank, are not going to deposit their money, but they are there for exchange of 4,000 rupees, which is really very important for the daily survival. So the common man is suffering there. So how do you?
In fact,
opine?
what happens here is, when this decision is announced, it is very, very important that this should be a confidential decision. If all the arrangements are to be made before, and huge cash is already transacted to different banks, the news would have been leaked. So since it was an overnight announcement, it has taken some time. Now the situation is becoming normal, and in course of time, in the next few days, definitely improvement will be there, and people are not required to stand. We are able to stand in queues hours together for Bahubali tickets. We are able to stand in queues hours together for the sake of Jai Bajrang Bali tickets. We are able to stand in queue for the sake of participating in several other activities. But why can't we stand in queue for temporary period, max period of 25-30 days for the larger interest of this country? All these years, in the past 60 years, all of us are commenting, when are you going to bring the black money? When are you going to control black money? I am doing that is what the Prime Minister is telling now. Let us not cry on temporary issues. Let us focus in such a way that temporary issues are also addressed. Solutions are going to come. It is not that they are going to suffer permanently. So it is, and every man is getting money. It is not that even after standing for 4 hours he is not getting money. He is getting money. In course of time, withdrawal limits will be increased also. Like now in current accounts, withdrawal limit has gone up to 50,000.
Yes.
And the daily cash withdrawal limit is removed, and weekly one can draw up to 24,000. Slowly the limits can be enhanced also. They can do that. But still I can't say that there will not be any problems. There will be some temporary problems. Let us face that for the brighter future of the common man only.
Yes, sir, we agree for the, as we stand in the queues for Bahubali tickets and we should stand in the queue of bank. But is it really necessary for a 60-year-old man who died in the queue, standing in a queue for 4,000 rupees?
Let me honestly tell you an answer. Whenever a person dies, that death is taken into the account of the issue that is happening at that time. You mean to say, whoever died at that time when Rajshekhar Reddy's death happened,
Yes.
many people, their suicides was taken into the account of
Rajshekhar Reddy's
YSR.
death.
So YSR son is alive, safe, happy. Why a common man should die telling that YSR is no more? So I will not believe this type of story. Then banks today have come out with a thing like called senior citizens. One day is completely allocated.
Yes.
A senior citizen is to be respected. His children or somebody should have stand in queue. There is really no necessity for him only to stand in queue. So his ID proof is given. Anybody can go and collect that money. There may be some health issues or something might have happened. Or even if that is happening, we can't say that there is any intention to create trouble to anyone. When something great is to happen or a very noble cause is there, in course of time some problems can happen. It is not necessary that it is an excuse or it should happen. No one plans for it. But if it happened, we have to work on remedies for that to ensure that it will not be recurring again. That's why the step is taken today only. Now all banks, they are working for their sake plus for senior citizens. So only senior citizens have entered today into the bank. They can draw that money.
Sure. So, and when this announcement was made, we came across many situations, something like dumping their amount into the nalas and dump yards. So how do you opine this? Is this a foolish act?
Again, this is an exaggeration only. So what is dumped is not 0.00001% also. So don't be carried away with these things. What is appearing to us that it is dumped, they are not fools to dump. People who are hoarding black money, they are the ones who may be having so many ideas with them. So they will not dump that easily, that thing. And of course, if somebody has such an intention, they can distribute that money in orphanages. There
Yes.
is a way to do these things, or they can put in Balaji's Hundi or somewhere else they can do. They can go to Yadagiri temple and do it also. No need to put it into nallas. What has come in nallas may be a small negligible thing, but it may be highlighted more than the required thing.
Yes.
The way they want to bring to highlight, they may be doing. So all that may not be truly reflecting the realistic scenario.
So what's your advice for a common man and this young generation on this?
For a common man and for everyone, my advice is be proud that we are citizens of this great nation. All of us do immediately three things. Number one, let us have a PAN card. Number two, let us all open a bank account. Number three, let us not encourage corruption at any front anywhere also. Once we do these three things and do all transactions as cashless transactions, our dream of seeing this country as a great nation is going to be a reality. So I wish all the great for this.
So here we are going to have a really a very good, a bright future with our country. Hope let's all be a part of the future development And thank you, sir. Thanks for giving us this opportunity.
My pleasure.